All right, we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Keyboard Warriors. My name is Law. That's Fred Kirby. That's Jesse Rukawa. And we have a special guest today. Jesse, go ahead and take over from there.
All right, so today we have Spike, Alpha Ginger Carlisle.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Honestly, the reason we have you on the show is because you have amassed a pretty good pro record so far. 4-0. You have a title under now. So, we were talking a little bit before the show started about how you got into MMA. Give us a little bit of background on how you feel your skill set, because like we were talking about earlier, your jiu-jitsu, your wrestling and all that. How do you feel that that's helping you along on this path here that you're now taking into MMA?
Yeah, I started actually doing karate when I was about 4 to 6 years old, so I don't consider that too much part of my background. And then when I was 12, I started wrestling, and really felt, I've always been a very contact sport oriented person. Like, I'd foul out of basketball games. I always had a nose for the ball, is what my coaches would say. I'd played football my whole life and a bunch of other stuff. But the wrestling when I started when I was 12, and then started grappling when I got 16. I started doing jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. But at 15, I decided I wanted to be a professional MMA fighter.
And so, you knowing your clear goal of wanting to be an MMA fighter, how was that like? How did that kind of mold what you were going to do next? Because, like I said, a lot of grappling tournaments and stuff. So, how did that kind of mold you into what you wanted to be and how you wanted to pursue your goal of being an MMA fighter?
So the question was, how did the grappling make me want to become an MMA fighter?
Well, did you use that as your base, your base, and did you keep practicing it and kind of because a lot of people say that wrestling is a big base of some of the most successful fighters.
Yeah,
is that how you kind of looked at it?
Yeah, like I said, I only did karate from when I was 4 to 6 years old, but when you're that young, and I think a lot of it formulates who you are. So I would say the grappling helped a lot with who I wanted to become as far as MMA goes.
Right, and so your last fight, you you became the California Cage Warriors champion, correct?
Yes, sir.
How was that fight for you? Was that a good learning experience for you, or did you feel like you weren't very well tested?
Hold on one second, guys. Yeah. Okay. Should I just hang up and bail? I feel so fuck. All right, I gotta really hold this deal.
All right.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right, so let me. I got to be a little bit real, a little bit honest here with you guys. I'm out here in San Diego enjoying a beautiful day. All right, I'm gonna pull this together. So, what was the last question?
Your last fight. How did you assess your performance in that last fight?
I got.
All right, Ed, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. There's a lot of, he's in a windy area, San Diego, man. What are you gonna do?
It looked like he was on the Grand Canyon.
The Grand Canyon, right? No, I mean there's a lot of little areas out there in San Diego you could actually go hike and shit. So, but
California is pretty nice around this time, as Eddie would know. We get an extra hour of sunlight, so I would also be enjoying that extra hour of sunlight.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And the thing is too, like I said, like I was telling just before the show started, I said I almost missed it because I didn't realize that Jesse and I are in the same fucking time now. So it's kind of crazy. But what up?
No. Just it basically. I was just gonna plug a little bit about our guest here. champion now over here at a amateur level company here in California, and just trying to get him a little bit more exposure to everybody. So if he joins back on, great. We'll ask him a couple more questions. But I think another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, Eddie, so we can jump into something else. Fred, did you hear? Do you follow anybody like Robert Downey Jr. on Instagram or anything?
No, not really.
Like that. Okay, so he actually tweeted out and released a video on Instagram talking about it's a contest to win tickets to go to the world premiere of Avengers. I'm a big nerd about the fanboy stuff, but what was interesting about his little promo video is that in that video he was saying that the proceeds are going to go to a some foundation that he's a part of, but the other portion of that money is actually going to go to the Brian Ortega Foundation. Now, to me, I found that interesting because we talk about how we need stars in the UFC, how we need people that are just can cross barriers, right? Like Ronda Rousey, like Conor McGregor. And to me, this feels like the first step for Brian Ortega into crossing that, because now he's a part of a foundation, a contest that's being blown out everywhere. So to you guys, how do you feel that this will affect the popularity of Brian Ortega?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Jack, it can't hurt it.
Look, man, getting someone like Robert Downey Jr. to like just a Hollywood name, right? That has not just gone Hollywood. Not only is it a name, but now that name friends might start dropping some money in there. So I mean, it's all good for Brian. I don't know if it's gonna make him more famous or anything, right? But look, man, I'm all for charity and for good deeds going on around. So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps the cause. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a massive deal, but it's not nothing to sneeze at either. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, good on him. That's what's up.
Yeah. So what about you, Jesse? I mean, you had the topic. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a really big step because like I was saying before, we're always talking about how we're looking for the next big star, the next Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, and it just seems like with his foundation being shouted out like that, plus the fact that most people are going to be like, what the hell is the Brian Ortega Foundation?
Right.
Google it up, and the first thing you're going to see is this guy, this fighter that pretty good looking kid, has an interesting backstory, and now is trying to give back to a community to give underprivileged kids the opportunity to do jiu-jitsu, to stay out of the life that he was leading and stuff. So I mean, I think this is exceptionally good, and I think we should all be excited to know that this is something that's positive. Very positive in giving Brian Ortega that upper echelon stardom, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, let's just start it right now. Hashtag Brian Ortega on Ellen. Make that shit happen. Fuck all that shit. Why not, dude? Fuck it. Let's get some charity dollars going that way. More importantly, and shout out, by the way, shout out to Uncle Hank Raider and my boy Ash from the Heel Channel in the comment section. More importantly, he's gonna be doing like scholarships for martial arts, right? So he can go train jiu-jitsu and whatever. So I think that's look, man, we don't know a lot about Brian Ortega, and little by little it's coming out. His story's coming out more and more. And I mean, look, the UFC has a real star in the making, like a real face in the making. As far as like somebody to be like the face of the UFC, if they want someone that isn't a Conor McGregor shit talker and all that stuff, they want like a clean, Captain America type of face. There you go. And he's a bad motherfucker. So all good.
No, I don't know about Captain America. He's a bit Espanol for that. No.
Okay, in that image, what do you want to make him? Fucking Brown Panther? What do you want?
Mexico?
Huh?
Capitan Mexico?
Capitan
you guys
Mexico,
do need a superhero. I mean, let's be honest.
Is there one? I can't think of one.
Of course not.
Yeah, there is.
Fuckers.
Look,
dude.
I'm about to show you how nerdy I am. Blue Beetle. All right, Blue Beetle. Yeah.
Is he Latino?
Yeah, he was.
That's who.
Blue Beetle though.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, man.
Get the fuck out of here. He's the gayest superhero.
That is the gayest thing ever. We got to come up with something better than that, Blue Beetle.
For sure.
No, that's some bullshit. Hey, one of you nerdy kids that's gonna be fucking doing comics now, make me a fucking superhero. Not me, but make a superhero for my people. What the fuck? I don't want to be no superhero.
Hey, I'm sure someone's gonna tell us, hey, there's also Aztec Man or some stupid 1950s like super racist cliche superhero.
Aztec Man was played by a very tan white dude.
He's speaking fucking broken Spanglish.
Hey, stop it right there, fool. Like shit like that. Oh, there you go. Uncle Hank says Rey Mysterio is a superhero.
Get the fuck out of here. Rey Mysterio's half a midget.
Miles Morales is a half black, half Latino Spider-Man. That's Tony Farrow right there with that. All right, so let's move on here from the Brian Ortega thing. Actually, no, real quick. On that fight alone, when is that fight like scheduled for? Is it 225?
10, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Okay, never mind. I was wondering about that. So I heard that the Nose is saying out there that they're working on a Liverpool card, right? Quite clearly a Darren Till card. I mean, we agree on that. Maybe Michael Bisping, Darren Till on that card
would make sense. Yes.
Right. Who you want to throw in there with Michael Bisping? Because Bisping's basically saying no to Rockhold. Rockhold's being kind of annoying with this whole sign the contract and shut the fuck up. It's like, dude, you're the only one talking.
Plus the appeal of a Rockhold fight would have been cool had Rockhold been winning, but he's been getting snuffed out. So I'm good on seeing Rockhold.
Okay, yeah. Fred, your thoughts on Rockhold? You just tired of this dude talking?
Not really. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what he only. I mean, I do not really want to see him fight Bisping because I think he'll beat Bisping and probably quite handily if he like takes it seriously. I mean, I think that the first fight is representative of what most of their fights will look like. I think the second fight was a fluke. Sorry, Bisping, but I just do. And if we're trying to like, what's that prove for Bisping? Say he does beat Rockhold. Really, what's it mean? At that point, we're all just going to say Rockhold was always overrated. Bisping needs like a legend, man. I don't know. Hustle up fucking Anderson or Rashad or what's Matt Hamill doing these days? He's fucking get him off of Craigslist. Tell him to stop fucking sharing his wife and stop swinging and fucking get out to London for a fight.
He's trying. Look, like Matt Hamill's trying to get a fight. People just keep like they book him, and then last second they go, "Nah, we're good."
They ducking him.
We're good and all that. You might look, man. Get Brendan Schaub in there. He ain't doing nothing but fucking up TV.
Yeah, I mean something like that.
Well, how about this? Since we're talking about a fighter with a disability, how about we slide into the Nick Newell conversation?
Okay, and look, okay, so that thing came out, and I personally was like, hey, whatever. The funny thing is, everyone was like, yeah, it's about time, man. Let's get Nick Newell in the UFC, man. Only guy he lost was Justin Gaethje. And I was seeing the tweets, and I literally was ignoring it. And then our friend Joey Tremendous, with the fucking hate on it, he's just like, nah, fuck that. Like, he was not about it. As soon as I saw that, everyone started tweeting about the same shit. They're like, nah, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, are you, Fred, are you buying this shit, getting Nick Newell in the UFC? Like, I can see it as a draw. I can see it as a feel-good story. But if he gets in there and gets massacred, I mean, that don't look good.
I mean, I've watched him fight, but I smoke a lot, and it's been a while. Can he put a glove on that little funny hand he's got?
Bro, I don't know. Huh?
It's mostly he just uses elbows from that side.
Yeah.
And he traps you in nasty rear naked chokes that you can't defend. But okay, here's the conversation I wanted to have, and obviously, this is a sore topic for me about people, because I see a lot of the narrative is it's not about his merits of what he's done.
Sure.
Everybody goes straight to, well, how's he going to do against fighters when he only has one arm? And to me, like, you know, we don't make a big deal. Well, we kind of do about Bisping, but there's other fighters that have deficiencies that would be dangerous, yet we allow them to fight in the UFC. Yet everybody kind of singles that out as, well, he could get hurt, or if he gets hurt, like, it could be really bad for everybody because he's missing an arm. And to me, it's like, he's an adult, he knows what he's doing, and he's been training for a long time, and he's been winning. What is he, like, 10-1?
He's only got the loss of Gaethje. Yeah,
his only loss is to a guy that we know is just a legit animal in there and takes a fight to everybody, So, like, to me, I think that it's an unfair argument that people say that he's not UFC caliber, quote unquote, because of a disability. Now, I don't know about you guys. I would rather judge him on the merit of he's been away for 3 years and he took a fight, looked okay. He didn't look the best. He didn't look as sharp as he used to be, but that's with age, ring rust. And I think if he has one more fight, or maybe if he's on the Contender Series, I think we can judge him on his actual ability to fight instead of going back to the old well of, well, he's missing an arm. What do you guys think?
Well, first off, let's just stop getting fucking exaggerative here. He's not missing a goddamn arm. He's missing a hand. Right. So let's get the old fucking rule book out and see what it says about cocksuckers that are missing hands. Are you able to fight in the octagon if you got one fucking hand? If said answer is yes, then by God, let the little prick take his chances. If he gets snuffed out, hey, man, we ain't playing Parcheesi. It is what it is. But if there's some kind of rule that says if you're missing a fucking hand, you cannot compete because therefore it seems fucking unfair. I don't know. How am I supposed to armbar you with that little weird hand? No, I'm being serious. Don't I gotta fucking lock your shit up and get your elbow right? I can't get all the thumb on that fucking hand.
You know what? Fuck, I want to roll with that guy to see if that's possible.
It might be difficult.
It'd be probably really fucking difficult. Here's the thing. So
ask all of his fighters that have been choked out by him how to defend that rear naked choke. Where, as Eddie could attest to, your defense is to pull down on that arm, and when that arm's not there, he's got you.
Which, listen, that's not fair. If the kid little prick's got a Captain Hook hand that you can't get off of you, that's not fair either.
Look, man, fuck it. But someone was telling me, I was talking to someone about that on fucking Twitter, and they were like, "Fuck it, throw him into CM Punk." And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Can you imagine a better way to get CM Punk out of the UFC than to let him get beat by a guy with one hand?" And I'm like, "Nick Newell's legit. He could fight." All right.
You know what? CM Punk don't want that smoke.
No, he doesn't.
He would that fight to get beat by Nick Newell because he would.
Yeah. But
okay. Well, how many fighters do you think in the UFC would take that fight besides like a Justin Gaethje?
Everybody.
Because you think everybody would? Because think about what you guys just said. If CM Punk wouldn't take that fight because he might get beat up by a guy with one arm, how many of these like alpha males are going to go in there and go, well, I don't want that fight because let's say I beat him up and knock him out, kick him on that side, he can't defend. It just looks nasty on my part.
Yeah, you don't look good.
Or I take it a little too light and he beats my ass, and now I'm the guy that let this guy into the UFC and he whooped on me with one arm.
I disagree. I think that with CM Punk, it's a unique situation where we all think he's a joke anyway. So if he loses the dude, which he knows he probably will, it's like, fuck, and I got beat by the one-armed bandit on the way out the door. Right. But I think other guys will look at it and know that Nick Newell has a name. Let's not forget, man, dude's been on the MMA Hour. If you're in our bubble, you know who this cat is. There are definitely guys that probably won't take that fight because they wouldn't want to risk losing the dude. But there are definitely some other dudes on the roster that know he's got name. Your random fucking Joe Jerkoff, fucking whoever the fuck. That guy would probably be like, fuck yeah, give me that fucking guy. He's got a big name. Same thing like the Sage Northcutts and the CM Punks. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nick Newell's a tough guy, but let's be fucking honest here. He does have a major fucking deficiency.
Look, it is pretty big deficiency. To move on a little bit, Uncle Hank asking, did you guys see Yoel Romero and Joey Diaz and Rogan?
I did. I did actually watch that.
Fred, you go first. What do you think?
It was good, man. It was good. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I thought? I was a little underwhelmed.
Really?
To be completely honest with you. They spent a lot of time talking about his time in Cuba. And that was interesting for about 27 minutes. And then I get it. Cuba fucking sucks. And I want to keep hearing Yoel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean now? Yeah, well, we get it. Being in Cuba fucking sucked. Now let's talk about that Tim Kennedy shit a little more. We got a little bit of that there at the end. It was good though. It was cool. It was cool. Definitely having Joey Diaz there to translate was dope and shit. So it was good overall, but a little bit too much time on the Cuba shit, maybe for me.
Man, I thought it was great. But I mean, and me and Jesse were talking about it before. It's like the fact that we speak Spanish fluently and we understand it, it made it way better. The translation, like Joey Diaz is awesome and everything. He's a funny motherfucker. His translation wasn't the best. So I think a lot of people missed like a lot of like little details that made that podcast fucking gold. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. Especially like the way that they train wrestlers in Cuba was pretty fucking cool. There's like levels to this shit. But not only that, in order to eat more food, right, and get better amenities, you better be a fucking good wrestler. You gotta be a high level, you know, taekwondo, boxer, wrestler, whatever you're gonna do. You gotta be high level. You literally don't eat well. It's fuck. That was pretty fucking mind blowing to me.
Whoa! Wait a minute. Joey Diaz's translations were not that good.
They weren't that good, man.
Okay, hold on. Now wait a minute. I'm gonna get way off bat here, but I'm gonna tell you something right now, just from an outsider's perspective, as just a various dumbass gringo. Outside looking in, I don't know how to say shit in Spanish, but fucking see. God damn it. I thought it was great. Now, this brings me to my next point. How do we know what any of these translators are saying are true? Half the fucking cocksuckers are probably way off the mark most of the fucking time, and we just don't know. I thought Joey Diaz was nailing it. I mean, just because he sounds so sure. He's like, we'll do. They're fucking the wrestling. They're all fucked. It's like, I was thinking, like, is Yoel saying fuck that much, or is he just adding that in for spice?
He cussed once, maybe, and it was like a very like light cuss. It was like some like it almost like saying crap. Like, you know what I mean? Like Joey was just like throwing out the F words, like Yoel was a fucking.
I swear I was wondering that because I kept thinking, I'm like, okay, which one of these words is fuck in that language?
None of them.
Trying to pinpoint it.
Yeah. No, I mean, look.
I think it's like when Brazilians watch a Brazilian, you know, talk after a fight and stuff. They get a lot more out of what they're saying than when a translator tries to sum it up. And I think that was the biggest problem for me, is that Joey Diaz was just trying to kind of like sum it up for you, trying to make it make sense. And
Gotcha.
As a Spanish speaker, like I was yelling at my phone, like, no, that's not what he meant. Like, you know, there was a couple of instances where like it just wasn't what he meant. And it's those little like key words and little phrases that he would say that like Eddie and I would understand and would get what he was talking about a lot better. And I think it was a miss for a lot of you guys, like a lot of non-Spanish speaking guys. So I recommend you go hang out with your Spanish speaking homie, listen to that podcast, and he'll give you the right translations, as long as words, because you know.
Yeah, as long as you ain't got one of them Cain Velasquez type homies, that's like, yeah, sure.
Hey,
he's doing worse than Joey and shit.
Hey, Fred, real quick, and Barry, because I don't want to get like off topic at all, really. But this is I just saw your post on Facebook about pro-gun activist is shot by 4-year-old son.
Oh yeah. That's
is that
just
real?
You know, yeah. I went to the link just to make sure. These fucking Facebook posts, you got to make sure these days. But it was an actual thing. Like I had a whole news article on CNN and all.
All right, I just want to make sure because I'm actually gonna read up on that later. All right,
nothing like a pro-gun activist getting shot by their 4-year-old in the back.
What you gonna do? Anyway, Joey Tremendous asking, hey, what's up, Joey? Actually, Joe, we were talking about you earlier about how you were like all salty hating on Nick Newell. So if you have any more thoughts on that, let us know.
Same.
Your guys' thoughts on Ronda on Ellen? He asks. Fred,
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. I felt like I saw the highlights. I seen like one brief little thing. She was like, "You got to look through your eyebrows," which I gotta say was a good. I ain't gonna bullshit you. When I first heard that, when I seen her say it, I immediately did it, and I'm like, "Yo, that does make you look tough." You just gotta like look like you're looking through your eyebrows. I was like, "Yeah, that's not bad, Ronda. It's pretty good actually."
But more importantly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch it either. I did read up on it. More importantly, she said that the likelihood of her coming back to UFC is as likely as her going back to judo, which sounds like it ain't happening.
No, I mean, I don't think so. It doesn't seem not by that fucking quote.
Dude, there's no reason for her to come back, dude. Like at all. Like, cement your legacy. You're a fucking legend in women's MMA. Move on. Call it a night.
Yeah, I mean, her coming back is probably like Gina Carano coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, highly fucking doubtful at this point. I mean, anything's possible, but why would she? She about to be making bank for fake fighting. Why would she real fight?
Why not? Right? Oh, on top of that, this appearance on Ellen. The only way she made that work was to cancel an appearance on WWE, right? And apparently WWE had put out some article saying that she was going to be on every Monday show until WrestleMania. So people showed up with signs and shit like that, ready to go, ready to cheer for Ronda. Last time that she cancels it, and that fucking article gets erased, like it was just gone.
Hey, yo, though, like real shit. If I'm Ronda, all y'all can suck my dick.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? People be hating on Ronda, like, oh yeah, but she quit when it got tough. Let me tell you something, Jack. Maybe she did, but you know what you did? You never got the chance to quit because you're a shitbird, ass fuck loser. Ronda Rousey has got a legacy that will never be fucking diminished. Yeah, the end of it went a little shoddy, but at the end of the day, she's a fucking legend. She was a champion. She was a beast in her time. None of that would be like, why would she come back to fighting at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's coming back, bro. She's making good money in the WWE. She's got a lot of fame to build off of. She's got a decent legacy. Like,
yeah, look, man, it's she's got no reason. She's making millions to fucking hang out and fake fight, like you said. Oh no, Mackenzie Dern slated for a quick return at UFC 224.
Amanda Bobby Cooper.
Yeah, that's not a bad fight. Amanda can throw hands. All right, you don't want to fuck with that if you're Mackenzie Dern who's got no hands. So
and Mackenzie better just start fucking talking like she used to. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so someone put together a compilation of like what they call the evolution of Dern's accent. You see that?
I watched that. Oh yeah, I had been watched that.
Right, so I was just like, I thought people were just, like fucking just being a little too touchy about it. I watched that and I was like, oh shit, they're right. She went straight from Valley Girl to all of a sudden I'm from Brazil. Like, no, you're not. You're from down the street from where I'm sitting right now. You need to chill the fuck out with that.
Literally,
from Phoenix, Arizona. Like
and like I said,
down the road.
My whole big thing with her, dog, like, look, if I go to Florida for a week, I come back sounding like a hillbilly. Like, shit does rub off on you quickly. But the idea that she would forget English, that's what rubs me the wrong way. When this bitch be talking about how you say, come on now, you mean how you say, what the fuck? Like, don't give me that bullshit. Talk with a little accent. That's expected. But don't act like you don't know how to fucking speak English no more. That's fucking silly.
That's just straight up marketing though, because you want the country of Brazil behind you. That's just kind of what it is, I think. Anyway, like if I don't know, whenever if she ever does like a seminar around here, I'm gonna go to the seminar and I'll ask her. I'll be like, how you say bullshit? That's just bullshit.
Yeah. People are fucking stupid
I would
too,
never
though,
do
man.
that.
Like you said, like you have to. People are just trying to market to a bigger crowd. Like, what type of fucking dummies buy into this shit, man? Like, what the fuck?
A lot of them.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, what the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I went to a fight to win pro, submission, card, and she was the main event for the title for some belt in bantamweight, which I don't even know if she made weight for that, but she, the whole crowd was just like yelling, like chanting Brazilian stuff. Not even like the usual, like you're gonna die, but they were chanting stuff, and I'm just like I know she's from here. Like y'all gotta, I mean, cool. Hey, look, be a fan of whoever you want. It's all good. But if you're gonna try and bullshit me to fucking to cheer for you, it's not like you can be born in fucking like middle of nowhere, Montana, all of a sudden get a start speaking a little Spanish, get a fake little accent. I'm not gonna back you up. I do my research, motherfucker. I know my shit.
Exactly.
Anyway, anything else you guys want to touch before we talk about this weekend's card?
The other thing I wanted to give a shout out to our guy that was on the show, Jerry Montes. He ended up taking second place this past weekend at his jiu-jitsu tournament. So shout out to him.
He went to Pins?
Yeah.
No shit. He's a brown belt, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
They have some straight killers at that tournament. I was watching because I had 4 of my teammates went to go compete, and we did 2 golds and 1 silver. Shout out JPEG Jiu-Jitsu CTA. But those brown belts are killers. So how many fights did he have?
That I don't know. So that's the extent of my information at this point.
I'm gonna have to hit him up just to ask him. That's pretty cool. Hey, well, shout out, dude. We always love to see. I love seeing grapplers that fucking do baller shit. So that's awesome. All right. If nothing else, talk about this weekend's card. This weekend on Saturday on Fight Pass only, which is good because you don't get no FS2 bullshit. The prelims start at 1:45 Pacific time, 10:45. Wow, sorry, 1:45 Eastern time, 10:45 in the morning. Wow. Hey, here's a lunch card. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I love these. All right. So it's 10:45 for us on the West Coast, 1:45 for you East Coasters. That's the online prelims, and then the main card also on Fight Pass is 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, with a lot of guys that Mark Godbeer's on this card, Stevie Ray against Cajun Johnson's gonna be legit. Paul Craig's on this card. This isn't the best or even most promoted card, honestly. But Jimmy Manuwa against Jan Blachowicz. Jimmy Manuwa was still looking for that title shot. Now, who did he lose to where he totally fucked that up?
The one that just fought.
Oh, yeah, no time.
No time? All right. A win against Blachowicz, does that get him back in a title shot there, Fred?
Get him a title shot or in the discussion?
At least in the discussion, at least.
In the discussion, yeah, but it ain't gonna get him the title shot. Hell nah. I mean, I know 205 is a little light and all, Jack, but John Blachowicz ain't gonna do the fucking trick. Like, that'll get him back in the discussion, but he'll have to win, you know what I'm saying? At least one more notable fight after that. What's the fucking little Misha Serkinov prick doing?
I don't know, actually. I don't know if he's booked.
If he's not booked, that would be interesting after that. And then maybe, then we'd be cooking with a little bacon grease.
All right. We're talking about light heavyweight, Jesse. Mr. Alexander Gustafsson is talking a little bit of shit, saying that DC's taking the easy way. I'm not sure how fighting the heavyweight champion is taking the easy way out, but fair enough. You got to talk your shit. But how frustrated are you if you're Alexander Gustafsson that the light heavyweight champion's going, I'm putting you guys on hold for a minute?
I guess if I was Alexander Gustafsson, I'd be frustrated, but I would also be counting my lucky stars that I even got opportunities, the ones that he got. Especially, I'm still salty about him getting a title shot off of losing when he fought DC. So if I were him, I just kind of be like, yeah, you guys should fight me. I'm coming back soon, and that's about it. I wouldn't shake that boat too hard. Have fans remember that he got a title shot off of a loss.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Gustafsson. I mean, Fred, I thought he beat DC at 192.
You gotta say something. I get what he's doing, but it's futile. You know what I mean? Like, it's a money fight. You saying he's taking the easy way out ain't doing you no favors because he's fighting a heavyweight, quite possibly the GOAT heavyweight. So that argument don't hold a whole lot of water. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. He got to say something. Listen, he's also chirping at Luke Rockhold. He's just trying to get a scrap. You know what I mean? He's trying to do what he can to get a name. I feel kind of sorry for Gus because what the fuck is doing at 205? What is doing there? I mean, what big fight is? No wonder he's talking shit to DC. How dare you leave me? John Jones is gone. DC's gone. There's nobody there for him to fucking fight, man. There's no money fight. Could he fight a fucking Jan Blachowicz? Sure. We've seen how that fight went, right? It's a lot of guys like this, they perform to their competition. You know what I mean? I feel like Gustafsson can beat anybody in the world, but like that fucking Jan Blachowicz fight that he fought with him, way back when or whatever, was close. You know what I mean? So he probably feels like I don't want to take a whole bunch of those fucking fights where I've got fuck all to gain. But like, what other fights are there? Quite frankly, if I was Gus, I'd be looking for a heavyweight fight. Where you at, Ngannou? Let's do so. I mean, because what the fuck is there? I mean, I feel his pain. What the fuck is at 205 for him?
That's what I was going to ask you, Eddie, if you could pull up the rankings, quote unquote, for 205, because honestly, that whole weight division is just a wasteland, man. It's a desert. Like after 1, 2, and maybe 3, like you've got nothing over there at 205.
205, champion Daniel Cormier, number 1, Gus, number 2, Volkan, Number 3, Teixeira. Number 4, Manuel. Number 5, Latifi.
All right, I was wrong. So after 1 and 2, there's nothing there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow, Shogun's still in this fucking rankings. What the hell?
Right. Is Little Nog still on there too?
Oh no, I don't see anyone here.
Oh, Jesus.
Not top of team.
No, thank God. But still, yeah, I mean, there's light heavyweight. Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of jokingly said it, but maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea for old Gus to move up to heavyweight for a little while, take a fight up there just to fucking stay. Who is he going to fight at 205? I mean, now that we're actually on this topic, literally, who is there? I mean,
what?
Ilya Latifi? How about that guy?
Latifi's booked, isn't he? No, he's not. Never mind.
Yeah, but see that's what I mean. First off, I think they might be homies.
Right. Yeah, they're fucking training partners. That's right.
I was gonna say I think they're like main training partners. But even beyond that, that's not a fight Gus wants. If I'm Gus, I don't want that fight. It's a dangerous fight, and I don't get fuck all. Like, let Frankie Edgar take those fights, Jack.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck fighting Latifi. That does fuck all for me. And the little prick might get lucky and knock me out.
I get you, but also like Frankie Edgar always stays busy, so he stays relevant. Ask any casual fan, and how many of those casuals really remember Gustafsson? You may have to show them a couple videos, and then they'll go, "Oh yeah, the guy that fought John Jones to a really close loss," or maybe they'll even remember the DC fight. But other than that, nobody's going to remember Gus that, isn't like you guys said, in our sphere, in our bubble.
Well, listen, I don't think people are really fucking singing Frankie's praises from the rooftops either. What the fuck? Like, he's fought a lot and he ain't really shaken that many fucking popular tree bells. Now, I don't know. But look, 205 is a barren wasteland. That's a fact, Jack. They have got to do something about, everybody's always like, let's do more weight divisions. Well, you guys shut the fuck up. Can we just get the weight divisions we got? Okay. 205 and heavyweight are on life support. 125 is so fucking bad. It's only had one champion since its goddamn inception, and we don't even got a decent contender at that cocksucking weight. More weight divisions. That's the last thing we need.
Yeah, no, 100%. All right, main event of this weekend for Fabricio Verdum against Alexander Volkov. Who's gonna see? I mean, I'll watch it. I don't care about Verdum much anymore, other than when he throws boomerangs at people.
Yeah, he's fucking old, and Volkov is kind of a fucking bit of a no-namer. Listen, man, I was talking with this about Kyle earlier in the week. I think them having these off weeks is kind of a good thing sometimes, because I tell you what, this card is like this, right? If you ain't got no pussy in a long time, right, and you get the fuck abroad who's like a solid 5 or 6, that's some decent pussy, because you ain't had none in a long time. If you just broke up with your girlfriend who you was nailing that's a 9, you don't really want to nail that 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? Right. This card is a 5 or a 6, but I want to be happy to nail it Saturday because I didn't get none last weekend. You know what I'm saying? We need this every once in a while. Like, this card ain't that great, but I'm fucking stoked for the fights. What the fuck?
Yeah. Hey, well, fucking, I'll be watching. So, all right, Jesse, your thoughts on the main event before we head out of here?
I mean, what is there to say about that? I mean, it's what Fred said. I mean, once you have an off week and this is what you get, I mean, you're pretty excited if you're a big fan. But other than that, man, I'm not really interested in this fight card, honestly. Even though I'm a big Verdum fan, I could do without this card.
All right, fair enough, man. All right, anything else you guys want to bring up before we head out of here?
That was a slow fucking news week, wasn't it?
Hey, what are you gonna do?
Did you guys want to talk about Cro Cop and his?
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. Okay, so Scott Coker going on. Fuck you, USADA. I'm signing this guy and booking him. What exactly did he say, Jesse? Where it was like he said we didn't suspend him. Like USADA suspend. Like, how did that work?
Something like that. But he basically was like, "Well, I don't know how that works because we don't use USADA." Like, kind of like admitting that they don't really care about the testing protocol there. They just kind of we'll just keep giving the IQ test to our fighters, and hopefully nobody pops and ruins our cards. So
now, what do you think about that? Because a lot of people are shitting on USADA, and when Scott Coker came out, basically laughing at USADA about it, and going, "Yeah, we don't use those guys." Like a lot of people were kind of cheering about that. People are hating on USADA big time these days.
Yeah, that's actually that's a good question to finish the podcast off with. Actually, just to give Flying Brian a little shout out, he put a little poll on Twitter earlier saying, you know, do we still want USADA? Do we still want it? Is it making the sport better, or should we just let it go and let the sport go back to the way it was? Let me start this off a little bit to all you fucking including, and I fuck with you, but including you, Luke Thomas, who everybody seems to be real fucking nonchalant about just letting USADA go so that we get more exciting fights. Now, don't get me wrong. I love seeing people get their fucking face beat in. That's what we're all here for, right? Do not get me wrong. I do enjoy that. So I understand the sentiment of John Jones being out sucking and Brock Lesnar being out sucking and us not having some of our bigger draws sucking. On the same goddamn token, they're fucking cheaters, cocksuckers, okay? We're not going, it's like guns. We're not going to illegalize them all. Stop it. We're not going to make all steroids legal. If that was an option, then maybe we could talk about that. That's not going to happen. So until we decide to make all steroids legal so that everybody can fucking cheat equally, when you get caught cheating, it's bad. Okay? So, yeah, we still need USADA. It is a fucking pain right now, but this is the way it has to go. And the idea that, well, it's not going to deter it, you're still going to have people taking steroids. Well, I don't give a fuck. Then we'll keep on fucking busting them. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think we should just throw up our hands and say, fuck it, let them cheat. Let's have a free-for-all. Like, let's be honest about that even. Let's say we did let them cheat, right? Let's say we made steroids legal. Fuck it. Have at it, boys. How in the fuck would that be fair? I would suppose that John Jones and George St. Pierre can afford better steroids than fucking Darren Till. No? Right? These things cost fucking money, man. So it's fucking unfair. Is it really hard to deal with all this shit? And, you know, guys like Machida and what was the fucking prick, the Dirty Bird, and Yoel Romero. I know there's a lot of gray areas. There is. And John Jones being out hurts my heart more than anybody on planet fucking Earth. But god damn it, I don't want to just see it turn back into pride. I don't want to see us become a real laughing stock. Can you imagine the joke we would be to all the other real sports if we finally was like, okay, you know what? Fuck you, USADA. We tried it, but we just lost too many stars, man. We had to give that shit up. No way, man. We can't go back now. This was the fucking bed we made. Let's lie in it. Stop fucking cheating, guys.
But don't you think that from the beginning, and I think this is what Luke Thomas's argument is for the whole USADA thing, which I kind of agree, is that if the fighters had been in on the negotiation and how it was going to be implemented, I think a lot more people would be okay with the situation. But knowing that the company just decided arbitrarily to say, well, these people are going to come to your house at whatever hour they want. They're going to ask you to get up, pee, get stuck with a needle at any time they want. They have access to your personal life 24/7 because they have to know where you're going to be so they can come see you in case they feel like testing you. I think all that would have been mitigated had the fighters been able to give their say and say, look, we're willing to do this. You know, we're willing to give up these liberties to make our sport cleaner. And you're right, Fred. A lot of people will say, well, why don't we just throw up our hands and give up? Hey, why do we have police officers, man? Why are they always, you know, they have speed limits. How many of you guys follow the speed limits? I sure as hell don't most of the time. You know, I speed my way through. And sometimes, hey, we get caught, we get a ticket. That's how it works, though, right?
Listen, goddammit, you cocksucker. You'd be one of those John Jones. You know how much I speed? None. I don't want to go to fucking jail. County food sucks. God damn it. If it's 60, I do 50 fucking 7. Stop taking steroids, you bricks.
So you're that guy that I'm passing up and honking, huh?
You're goddamn right I am.
There you go. Look, man, I think to me, bottom line is if we want this thing to be called a sport, like a legit sport, you got to have USADA. You cannot have it. You know what I mean? To me, that's just the bottom line of it. But
I will say on the point of them coming to your house and shit like that,
yeah,
it's a little absurd. And I'm not saying that there aren't some, some negotiations to be had, some ways to make this a little different and better. But the idea that, oh, sorry, too many guys are getting caught, we should go back on this.
5:30
That's
a.m.
fucked. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bruh.
But also, like, what about the whole Reebok thing? You guys, like, how about how they're now rolling into, if you want your Reebok money, you have to do additional stuff during fight week. Like, that's pretty messed up as well. Like, now these independent contractors are now obligated to do more media stuff for your company to get paid, something that they were originally going to be given instead of what they were earning before.
You know what, man? Boo fucking who, too? I'm about tired of this bullshit, too. Hey, here, newsflash. Maybe this fucking podcast will actually get some goddamn listens. Listen up, fighters. Here's the fucking plan, okay? Reebok is not how you get your bread, dummy. Okay? You're in the UFC now. So that means when you take your funny ass out there and fight, you got millions of eyeballs on you. Use them. Get your fucking sponsorships from your local pizzeria or whatever the fuck. Look, you know who's making money right now? That little Sugar Sean prick. You know why? Because he fucking sold himself to the masses, because that's what the UFC provides you with, a platform. Stop it with the Reebok shit, man. Who gives a fuck? That's not your money. Like, the idea is to go there and then build on that shit, because now you're on TV. Make the fucking most of it. Stop with that fucking bellyache. No, Reebok don't give us nothing. Back in the day, we could wear Venom and Science t-shirts. Man, go be a plumber.
Well, what are you gonna do? These are the rules we play with, all right? And if you want to be in the UFC, you got to wear Reebok. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. And it was funny when Reebok came on, everyone's like, I'm going to fucking boycott. Fucking Mike, what's his name? Mike Goldberg gets let go, or they don't renew his contract. I'm going to boycott. Where are these boycotts at? None of that shit works. None happened. So
hey, it's like the NFL people. I'm not going to watch the NFL or anything. And then the Super Bowl, like super like popular when it happened.
Bro, Super Bowl was like fucking. That needs to be a holiday. What's up?
Listen, I tell you what, I don't know about none of that shit. But side note, the goddamn pay-per-view prices on these fucking things have went up.
$65, man.
They're 70 now.
What?
I don't know what happened. Maybe it was just the last one. I have to check. The last pay-per-view I bought was $69.99 for high def.
For UFC 220?
Yep. For high def, it sure was. And I tell you what, dog. I tell you what, I'm out at this point. I'm out at 70. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll pilfer them. It's somebody online that's putting out the Twitter links. I'll watch it on my laptop, and I'll still buy the big cards, but they're doing a little too much with that extra 10. I ain't got Big Daddy. That's too much for me.
Why don't you just watch it in regular standard definition? You got to watch it in HD.
Are you fucked, Jesse? I ain't watching it in standard definition. I don't even know if my TV holds that shit anymore.
I'm gonna look that up. What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure, dog, because I looked, I was like, God damn, 70. What the fuck? 69?
Okay. Real quick question.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in like half a plug for Fred's show and Eddie's show as well. All your guys' stuff is always like interesting, and it always is a little peek into your guys' life. So I want to know, is there a film, because I'm a big film buff, by the way, is there a film that you guys would recommend that you kind of know that nobody on the panel would also pick, and as a recommendation to other people? I will start. I have recommended this to a lot of people, and it's called The Lobster. It's a weird film. Yeah, it's a weird film.
Okay.
You gotta just give it time to kind of get going, but it's about a guy trying to find love in this world where if you don't find love within a certain time, they turn you into an animal of your choice.
What?
That's weird. You ain't lying, Jack.
Yo, I feel like I could get really stoned and watch that. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Interesting.
It's a pretty good movie. Now, I pose that to you guys.
You got one, Eddie? I got one. I'll
go
go.
ahead.
Okay. I got two actually. One is just a funny one. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. You ever seen a movie called Four Rooms?
It rings a bell, but I don't think I watched it.
Antonio Banderas was one of the rooms. Almost like 4 different short films. I think Tarantino directed one of the rooms. Each room was almost like a short film. I think it was a British cat named Tim Roth was in it. He was like the hotel clerk. It was really hilarious and kind of dark. That was a fucking cool movie. But another movie that was old as fuck and it was really weird was this movie called Cube. And it was weird as fuck, dog. Like the movie starts off.
No, I know that exactly that movie.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
Have you seen
Say what now?
Have you seen the sequels?
Yeah. The sequels weren't my big. Like I felt like I waited a long time to find out what the truth with that shit was, and then when I found out, I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" But the first one was really cool because
oh shit, yeah.
The movie starts off and these cats are just like in this room, and none of them know how they got there and shit.
Yeah,
and like on each like wall, there's a door that leads to another room that looks just like that. But they go through one of the rooms and a motherfucker gets like cut up. So they start learning that some of these rooms have like booby traps and shit. And the whole film is set in this cube with this cast of characters just kind of trying to fit, one of them's like a mathematician, one of them's like the Rain Man, a fucking broad and shit. Like, so they're all like uniquely different. And I won't ruin it by saying the end of the movie, but it's interesting, man. It's an interesting movie.
I've accidentally watched the first 20 minutes of this movie. It was like when I was waiting for my girl to get ready to go out, and so I was like flipping channels, and this movie came on, and it's this one guy in a fucking like square room, and anytime he moves, shit is moving in the room, and I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna get out? And it's like the door's on the ceiling. So he's climbing up. He's about to go through, and it's like the fucking door closes, and his arms get chopped off. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
I'm actually gonna go watch the whole thing now. Fuck. I know. Yeah. I don't really have anything other than you ever seen Battle Royale?
Nope.
So they I'm pretty sure the name is Battle Royale. So actually
right?
Japanese one, yes. So there's like 3 of them, but the first one to me was the best one. So I actually watched it and I had mentioned it to Andy, and Andy was just like, that's one of my favorite films. And I'm like, really? It's literally there's an island where they bring a class of like Japanese kids, and they bring them on the island. They give them all weapons and these collars, and they have a certain amount of time to kill each other. Only one student gets to fucking live.
Oh shit!
And dude, it's like a bunch of friends and shit. Like these friends like team up and they kill a bunch of people, and all of a sudden like they turn on each other. It's like pretty fucking crazy if you watch. Like I recommend that shit. That's a good movie.
Yo, that's dope. Yo, this is actually a pretty cool topic. Before we go, I got one more.
Yeah, go.
It's an old ass movie. Have y'all ever heard of this movie called Papillon?
No.
So old ass movie. It was an old movie and it was based upon a true story. It was like fucking. I'll probably get the actors wrong, but like Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
But there are these 2 cats and they keep escaping from these prisons. They escape from like 5 or 6 different prisons, and eventually at the end of the movie, they put these motherfuckers on an island like Alcatraz, and they don't even give them like bars. You know what I'm saying? They just put them off the island, and they're like, "Yo, you can fucking y'all ain't even in prison no more, but y'all ain't escaping from this motherfucker." So, fast forward a couple years on the island, they got goats and shit. Dennis Hoffman's like, "Fuck it, I'm cool. We ain't in bars. We got our own shit. I ain't going nowhere." Steve McQueen's like, "Fuck that, Jack. I'm getting off this island." So he fucking makes this little bitch ass raft. And eventually one day he fucking like takes that raft and jumps into the water. When the movie ends, you never know whether he really actually makes it to the land or not. But they say like they put him on this island and like, check it out. Y'all escape this time, you can have your freedom.
Yeah. That sounds fucking cool.
It's like old. It's from like the 60s or 70s. It's an old ass movie, but it was dope, man.
That is pretty sick.
Well, I like how Fred ruined the whole movie for us there, but
yeah,
I'm still gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
Last one for me will be Blade Runner 2049. If you've got like 3.5 hours to kill, go watch that. That is a legit good movie, and don't listen to anybody that says it's not a good movie. It's a great movie. It'll really make you think.
All right, and if you want to get a little more modern, The Post was actually pretty good. I enjoyed that movie. Anyway, all right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go? And Black Panther. I don't give a fuck what people say. That shit was dope.
Any good porn? You boys still watch porn or no porn?
Oh, dude, I haven't in a while. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't do porn no more. To be honest with you.
It's been a long time now that I think about it. Like, I never thought about it.
I just scroll through Tumblr and get the
go.
random GIF.
The GIF.
Cunt getting splooged on her face.
There's like legit like Tumblrs that are just like dedicated to that and just GIFs, right?
Oh yeah. So,
like,
I know.
I remember when I first ran into those like years ago, and like you don't even have to mute your phone or anything. You just turn some music, fucking, you know.
That's literally the only reason I keep Tumblr around. It's my fucking go-to jerk material.
All right, boys. If nothing else is gonna do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We kind of went off the rails. What are you gonna do? Shout out to what was his nickname?
What are we talking about?
The red hair.
Oh,
the ginger assassin.
What was it? The Alpha Ginger.
The Alpha Ginger. Shout out. Good luck to you with the. He's at the championship already, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Now on, so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that got cut short, so we didn't get like his like Twitter handle or anything. We'll definitely go look him up. Of course, you can follow Kirby at Kirby_MMA. Jesse's at Spawat 1983. Right.
What I like is that you've done this. What episode is this?
This is episode 92.
I was going to say, are you getting high from my secondhand smoke, Eddie, or what's going on here?
I got my own. Anyway,
there we go.
But yeah, 1983, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the thing, dude. We've done over probably me and Jesse over 200 shows. Me and Fred over probably like 300-400. I won't forget some shit. 1983. Sure. 1983. I'm at Ep.93. This has been the Keyboard Warriors. Kind of a shit show tonight, but I thought it was fun. So shout out to Represent. Go to repthewarriors.com, get yourself some gear. Shout out to spicepros.com. They got some new items on there. Get yourself some more of that shit. And especially if you're gonna barbecue this weekend, get yourself some good shit from there. All right. I use that stuff all the time. So all right. For myself, Fred, Jesse, everybody on the team. Appreciate you guys. Everyone have a good night and good night, Wilshire.